Let's explore a subject that might seem tangential to your daily routine, especially if you're a technical person, an engineer, programmer, living in algorithms and code. How about empathy? Now, I'm not here to suggest that you've neglected this human quality. On the contrary, your work often aims at improving lives, which inherently requires a form of empathy. However, empathy, like any tool, benefits from refinement, particularly when wielded with the precision of respectful boundaries. Imagine, if you will, a film set. Actors, directors, and crew members, all with their unique perspectives and emotional landscapes. Here, empathy isn't just about understanding. It's about creating an environment where creativity can flourish without being stifled by personal biases or overstepping boundaries. Empathy in its purest form is the ability to step into another's shoes, to feel with them, not for them. To feel with them, not for them. It's not about solving someone's problems, but about acknowledging their experiences as being valid. It's about acknowledging their experiences. In your world, this might translate to understanding the user's journey through your software, not just functionality, but the emotional experience. However, empathy without boundaries can lead to what we in the acting world might call over-identification. You lose yourself in the character to the point where you forget your own script. In your professional life, this could mean becoming so engrossed in a user's or a colleague's emotional state that you compromise your own judgment or well-being. Let's also consider boundaries. They're not walls. They're not walls to keep others out, but they're markers to define where one's self ends and where another begins. In tech, this could mean setting limits on how much personal involvement you allow in a project, ensuring that while you empathize with the user's needs, you maintain the objectivity necessary for innovation. Take, for instance, the development of a mental health app. Empathy drives you to understand the user's emotional turmoil, but boundaries ensure you don't absorb their distress to the point of burnout. You provide tools, resources, and perhaps a listening ear through AI, but you maintain the professional distance necessary to keep the service running smoothly for all users. Now let's talk about the practical application. How does one practice empathy with boundaries? First, active listening. When a user or colleague expresses a concern, truly listen. Not to respond, but to understand. Listen to respond. Not to respond, but to understand. This doesn't mean you have to fix their problem. Sometimes being heard is enough. Sometimes by your listening, just listening, can help another person feel heard, and that is enough. Second, self-awareness. Know your limits. Recognize when your emotional reserves are low, just as an actor knows when to step out of character to preserve their mental health. You must know when to step back from a particularly draining project or interaction. Third, communication. Express your empathy, but also use your boundaries. I understand this feature is crucial for you and I'm here to help. However, let's also consider the broader impact and timeline, giving you some distance. This approach respects their feelings while setting a framework for interaction. Fourth, education. Educate yourself on emotional intelligence. Understand that empathy isn't just a soft skill. It's a critical component of effective leadership and team dynamics. Just as you might dive into the latest tech trends, delve into psychology and pick up some insights on empathy. Finally, modeling behavior. Show through your actions how empathy with boundaries works. When you handle a situation with grace, balancing understanding with professionalism, you set a precedent for your team. Now, in the tech world where innovation often demands relentless focus, empathy with boundaries acts as a counterbalance. It ensures that while you're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, you're not neglecting the human element that makes technology meaningful. In conclusion, empathy with boundaries is not just about being nice or accommodating. It's about creating sustainable relationships, whether with users, colleagues, or yourself. It's about recognizing that while we're all interconnected, we're also distinct individuals with our own emotional landscapes. So as you go back to your screen or your code, your engineering projects, remember this. Empathy, when balanced with respectful boundaries, doesn't just enhance your work, it enriches your life. It's not just about what you can do for others, but how you can do it while maintaining your integrity and well-being. Thanks for your attention. Let's continue to innovate, not just with our minds, but with our hearts. Carefully guarded by the wisdom of boundaries. I'm Roach, Mark Roach. All the best.